In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make the Cider and Donuts mini album from start to finish. And I'm going to be decorating it with the Cider and Donuts collection from Simple Stories. So welcome to Scrapping It Up. I'm Vanessa Peter, and I want to do this. It's such a, fall is such a wonderful time. And we done a folio one. So this one I'm doing in a with a chipboard cover and everything. I will be putting the measurements down in the description box. So if you want to make it right along with me, go down in the description box and it's all right there for you. So, all right, let's get to work. So you're going to need your 2 pieces of your cardstock, and I applied 1/2 inch here, and we're going to be sticking these together. This is what's going to wrap around our chipboard album. Now our folio just had 2 pages, but this is going to have 4 pages. So you're just going to stick these 2 together right along that tape. Okay. Give her a good burnish. All right. So set that aside. Get your chipboard. Tyvek is optional. I recommend that you use Tyvek for the spine of the album. It just helps with the strength of the album and will make it last a lot longer. And it also depends on, where you live at too. With the temperatures and humidity but I always use Tyvek in my mini albums. All right, and you're just going to center that. Give her a good burnish. All right. So now I'm going to use my 1/4 inch score pile tape. And this is what we call spacer tape. This allows to where our chipboard is not hitting each other when the album is opening and shutting. And it does also kind of increase the spine area of our album as well, where we can, do add-ons and stuff on inside the front and back covers. All right. So now these pieces here are going to go right along here. Now I am going to put some tape right here. So there will be this class, and then there'll probably be a couple classes of decorating where I'm going to decorate right along with you. And I can't wait to start decorating with that Cider and Donuts collection. I think it's going to be a very nice, and here's what it is. And then this was a kit that I had, and then you got the cardstock to go with it as well. All right. So now I'm going to take this tape off. Now I'm going to take this tape off. And I'm going to line it up. You want to make sure your bottom and your tops match. And just run it right along your score pile tape. Okay. Do the same thing to the other side. All right. Turn it over and give it a good burnish. And there's lots of ways of how you can make your mini albums. This is just how I do my mini albums, okay? So now what you're going to do is we're going to attach our tape. Let's see, or do I don't know if I want to use, I might use glue. Yeah. Well, I'm undecisive. All right, because we got to glue all this to put it down to our all right, let's just use tape. And normally I use a big roll of tape, but I know not everybody has that. So I'll do it the way that you guys would probably be doing it. So I'm going to go around all the perimeter of the album. Okay. And I can't wait to start decorating this. We got our pages to make as well. I will put the link down and below in the description box where you can go check out what this album actually looks like. Okay, around my spine area, I like to add extra tape. And I know it's a lot of tape, but, you know, we spend, you know, by the time we get these albums done, I mean, we can have quite a bit of money in these albums. So I always make sure that I'd rather spend a couple extra dollars on tape than have one fall apart on me. That ain't the way that I wanted that to go. Then once I get past my spine, then I usually space the tape out just a little bit more. I have I think it's a 5-inch, not a 6-inch roll that I usually do this, but I know you guys don't have that. All right. That's a lot of tape. All right. So now what I do is I put this down to where I think it needs to go, and I just use my pencil and mark it. And then that way, when I go to put it back down, I know where to put it. Okay. Let's take all this tape off. As soon as we get this done, we'll start on. I made the 2 pages, and I'll make the all the 4 pages are the same. Okay, so I got 2 of them already made, but I'm going to make 2 of them with you. Come on. We'll see how long it takes us to make this. I'm hoping it'll just be about an hour, but we will see. All right. Just about done. Yay. And then we got to put more tape. Well, I may use glue on the other part. Might be just a little bit faster. All right. So now I just put it down where my markings are. All right. Flip it over. Give her a good burnish. And while I'm doing that, I'm kind of going around the album to start help breaking down the fibers in the paper. And I just use 65-pound weight from Michaels to cover my albums. I've never had a problem with it. Now you watch. I said that, and then this time I'll have problems. It never fails. All right. Got a good stick. So now what I do is I go around the album. And you don't have to go clear to the end because we're going to be mitering that. I am going to go ahead and take my spacer tape out. So that way I don't forget. I have forgot those before. Trust me. I have forgot them before. I'm going to kind of push that tape down in that spine piece there. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to cut some of this. We don't need all that. All you need is about 1 inch. And I have done it with a 1/2 inch, but I don't like to, but I have done it. I usually like to have 1 inch all the way around my album. Okay, so now go here. Push my tape kind of down in there. All right, now we'll do the other side. All right. Now, I always stick an extra piece here to help catch all that. Okay. All right. Now, to miter the corners, I use my Tim Holtz ruler. Most of the time, I just cut it, but if you're new, then you need to know how to do this. So it's a little less than 1/8 of an inch. I mean, a little bit more than 1/8, but less than 1/4 of an inch. And the Tim Holtz ruler is usually just perfect. And there's tools out there that already do that for you. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim right along it. All right. Now one of the important things is now you're going to start breaking the fibers. So you're just going to kind of start bending it. Don't bend it all the way. Just start bending it. Now, I'm not saying that this will, prevent cracks totally, but it does help. Okay, it does help. And it only takes a few minutes to kind of start working her. All right, let's take all our tape off now. So if you've never tried doing this, I encourage you to try it. All right. So what I like to do, I like to add a bead of glue right along the chipboard. If I could stay on them. It's right there in that crease. Always start with the long side. Start bending it. Okay, bend that and then bend this. I just kind of push my bone folder in there. Okay, let's go to the other side. All right. Alright, so here I'm going to go ahead. All I'm doing is running my bone folder, come around it. Okay, just come right around the corner. Okay, now I'm going to do my bead of glue. And it does take a little bit to learn how to do that, but that's the easiest way that I have found to do that. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. All I'm doing is putting my bone folder right on my deal and just come around that curve or edge. Okay. And most of the time, it'll give you a really nice corner. And if your corner isn't quite right, just push your bone folder and kind of go around it a little bit. Now I like to use my bone folder and just kind of push down on it. There we go. There is our album cover. So then I kind of start bending it and getting that cardstock in that groove. Okay. Do the same thing to the other side. Just slowly kind of start bending it up. Okay. There we go. So now what we're going to do, well, I don't know if I want to use, I think, do I want to use design paper or use black? Because the spine that we're going to be putting here is not, it doesn't extend, okay? It stays within here. So this will have to be covered first. And I don't know if I'm going to cut, yeah, I probably should cover it with black first. So let me get a piece. Okay. I'm going to go 8 1/8. 8 1/8. That's what our spine is 8 1/8. Okay. So I'm going to straighten my Make sure this is straight. This cardstock here lately I have found just some of it is not very straight at all. Okay, so 8 1/8. Wow, that pretty well covers our album. We could almost, I don't know if do I want it where it just meets in the middle? Or just do it this way? So our paper is going to cover, because I would cut my design paper the same length. So it ain't going to matter. And we can just butt this one just right up to it. It's a little bit shy short. All right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have this come out just a little bit, and then we can cover this. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to make it 6 inches. All right. So now we have this. So we need to get tape on it. I think I'm going to use my 2-inch tape. You just don't want no tape hanging over. No tape hanging over, okay? Because it will show. Now I'm going to get my 2 inches. I can always cut off. All right. Because if you don't get this piece completely covered, especially around the spine area, you can have little bubbles, and I don't think you're going to be happy with that. So let me cut this extra off here. Jeez Louise. So always make sure I have it covered with tape. And I don't really like using glue for this aspect either, because you don't always get all the glue in every little space. And it really sucks when you go to bend your cover and you have a little pocket. All right. See if I can get this straight. Sorry, my head's going to get in the way. Okay. I'm going to try and hold it up if I can. Yeah, see, I didn't get that before it stuck. All right. Now you're just going to kind of start working that. You don't want to push too hard, okay? Just enough to where it gets down in that spacer place. Make sure you get a good burnish on this. Start bending her up. All right, there we go. Okay, the next thing I do is I turn it over and I just lift up on the cover. Don't go no more than a couple inches off your board, but I do this as well. And like I said, there's many methods of putting an album together. Okay, this is just how I do my albums. All right, there we go. Just make sure you get a good burnish on it. Okay. There we go. Very nice. All right. And then I'll just cover the rest of this with some more black cardstock before we decorate the inside. Okay, so the spine is a little bit different than I normally do. Okay, I do have the measurements down in the description box. So you're going to fold on all your score lines. I guess I should have already had that done. That was kind of dumb. Now you gotta wait for me to get all my scoring done. Do not score on those, and I just done it. Duh. The only score lines that you're folding on is right along your gusset. Okay, these are hinges. Okay, we have a 1/4 inch gusset, then we attach our page. Okay, so you have a 1/2 inch gusset. So the only score lines you're folding on is the ones right beside your 1/2 inch gusset. Okay, don't fold on the 1/4 inch score lines. All that is a guide to know where to place your pages. Okay. All right. So we got 3 of these. I have a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. That's going to be the spine. Okay. So you're going to have 4 hinges. Okay. You see that? You're going to have 4 hinges. So the first thing you're going to do is your first 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch space, you're going to glue one of these right on top of it. Okay. You're just going to stack it. Okay. So you're going to have your 1/2 inch down below, and then this one is your 1/2 inch is going to be above. Okay. You want it facing towards you. This one here is facing down. You're just gluing the 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch together. All right. So I'm going to put my glue. You're going to do that to all 3 pieces. So you're applying glue to your 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch. Yikes. Okay. Make sure you're all lined up. It's very important that you get these lined up. Just right on top of each other. Okay. now we have that. We have 3 hinges. Okay, so now you're going to get that 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch up. Your 1/2 inch is down below you. And now we want the 1/2 inch on this piece up, because we're just gluing the 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch together. So I'm going to apply my glue. Okay, remember your 1/2 inch or 1/2 inches up. Make sure these stay lined up. Okay. Give her a good burnish. Guess we should have done this first. Then that way that would have allowed that time to dry. All right. So that gives us that. So I'm just gonna all right, so we're just gonna set that aside. Let's let that dry a little bit. Okay. Let's work on our pages. We'll give that time to dry. Here is what we are doing. Okay, so flip out, flip out. And there is a pocket here, but we can't do it until we put our design paper down. Then that turns. We have this aspect here, this aspect, and then it same as what was on the front side. Okay, so 4 pages. So A, or E, I'm sorry, E and D. There is no A and B because that was with the folio. This one is with the chipboard, or that one was with the cardstock A and B. So we don't have an A, B in here. Okay, your spine piece was piece C. Okay, your spine piece was C. Piece E, we do nothing to it. Piece D, you're going to fold. Okay, going to fold and burnish. And these are going to go right on top of piece E. These are the base pages. Okay, you're going to make 4 of these. You can just do 2 and resize your spine. Okay, so right on top. Make sure she's all nice and lined up. You don't want anything sticking over. All right. If anything sticks over, you can always just trim it off. And I did make the spine 1/8 of an inch smaller, just in case. Okay. So again, piece E and D right on top of each other. All right, so now we have that. So now piece F, okay, let's set those aside. Piece F, you're going to fold towards the bumpy on that, just that 1/2 inch. Now this is where you're going to fold towards the indented side, and when you fold it, you want to make sure it's all lined up. And if it's not, line it up and make a new score line. Okay, piece F. Fold on that 1/2 inch. And then this one we're folding towards the indented side. It's one of those times that it's opposite, because normally we fold towards the other side. Okay, there's our piece F. Piece G, you're going to fold and burnish. Your pieces F, G, and H are all your front pieces. Okay, so let's do this. I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. Oops, that one goes on the inside. All right. So this side is going to mirror this side. All right. So piece F. Piece F. So you're going to put one on this side. The other one you're going to put on this side. And then, you know, G on this side, G on this side. You want them to mirror each other. Okay. So piece F right along the edge of your base page. Make sure you're all lined up. Okay. And you got it. Stick it down. Okay. Piece G right over here, right along the other side of your base page. And I have just a little bit sticking over. Wasn't much. Probably wasn't even much to worry about. All right. So there's that. Now let's do this side. So we attached F over here. So now I'm going to attach F over here. It's just the opposite. Okay, just the opposite. And that looks like it's a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it down, then I'll trim the top off. All right. Yeah, it's just a little bit longer. You don't want nothing sticking over. All right. So you have just a smidgen. Okay. Piece G on the other side. All right. And like I said, piece H, I'll show you where piece H goes right here. But you have to put your decorative paper on first. And then this just butts up against that half inch. Okay. All right, so now we're going to flip it. Okay, so that one goes this way. This one goes this way. Okay, so let me make sure you got that. Okay, So here's how we just done it. So you're going to flip it this way, flip it that way. And these two are going to mirror each other. Okay. So I just want to make sure that I got it correct. Yes. And yes. All right. So piece H. We'll do that when we go to decorating. Okay. So piece K, you're going to fold on your score lines and burnish. Okay. And you have 3 score lines. So I just kind of get it going. Then burnish. And then I'm also going to round these corners. Okay. And then that middle score line, just pinch it. Okay, you can just pinch it right up. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to taper. I'm going to taper just to that very first score line. Okay, I'm just tapering to the very first score line. On both pieces, please. All right, I think I forgot to, yep. Yeah, these are real easy pages to put together. There's nothing complicated about it whatsoever. Okay, so just the 1/2 inch is what we're going to be attaching. Okay, just that 1/2 inch. Around this corner. All right. It's going to go right along. This is it, spine side. Okay, this is the side that's going to attach. So these are going to go right along here. And okay, when you got it, take your tape off. Okay, do the same thing to the other side. You just don't want to go over. Okay, you don't want to go over at all. I keep moving it. And I just remembered that I designed those first 2 pages with a little bit of craft showing. And I didn't do that to these. See, I left a little bit of craft showing, but that's okay. These won't have it. The first 2 will. So I'll just, one will go on the outside and one will go, you know, they'll go on the outer parts. Okay. So here's piece K. Now you need 4-piece eyes. Okay, you're going to burnish. Fold towards a bumpy. All 4 pieces, please. Now, we're going to attach these 1 7/8 from the edge. Okay, so I'm just going to put my ruler right here. I'm going to attach them 1 7/8. I'm going to open that. Okay, 1 7/8 from the edge. Right along that bottom. Okay. Do this to both sides. Okay. Put my ruler here again. 1 7/8. Just right along the bottom. All right. Now we're just going to flip them around. You're just going to line it up. Line it up with your other one and right along the top. Okay. Do the same thing to the other side. All right. So there's that. Now, with piece I, you can use cardstock. It's totally basic colors, but I have all this. There's piece L yet. I have all this, and I'm going to use these to go here. Okay, so what I do is 3/8 of an inch is what you want to go from the edge of your cardstock. So I just make a little pencil mark. 3/8. Sorry, I know my head's in the way. I just mark all 4 of these. That way I know where to put my sorry. Jeez. Nope, I need my other end. All right. So now, I don't know if I want to do different colors or, oh, there we go. What am I going to put with this color? Yeah. All right. So how I do this, take this one, get it out of the way. Then I center this on here where I think it needs to go. It's nice and centered. Make sure this is nice and flat. Then I just make a little pencil mark where this is going to end. And I glue her down. Just put it right back on your pencil mark. I just cover my pencil mark up so I don't want it showing. And then you're centering it from side to side. Okay, stick her down. Now we're going to do the same thing up here. I'm just going to line it up with this one because you want them to line up. So I'm just going to do it underneath to where you won't see it, because I round these corners on the top one. The bottom one I cut off. Okay, the bottom one I totally cut it off, but I leave this one here. Oh, we got a friend. Come here. Is it a ladybug? It's either a ladybug or those beetles, whatever they're called. They wanted to be in the limelight. Wanted to be on camera. Okay. I'm going to stick her down. Make sure she's lined up with the other one. There we go. Now, whatever color we decide to put on back here, that one has a little tab. This one here, we just totally cut it off. Okay. So on the back side, I think, let's see, I want the green. Do we want green and yellow? For green and let's do green and the blue. Okay, so this side I just totally glue the whole thing. Just line it up. Anything sticks over, you can always cut it off. Now I got just a hair sticking over, but can I? All right, let's do the same thing to this one. All right. All right, that one lined up perfect. Okay, so this bottom one, you can just cut this off. In fact, I'm just going to cut right along where that yellow. So I have just a little bit of yellow sticking up. So I'm just going to trim right along that. So you trimmed off the black. The black is now gone, but we still have the black there. Looking good so far. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing over here as well. I can do that. Piece L. Now, you can do this a couple of ways. Here, I done it. I just put a strip here, didn't put decorative paper. You can either put decorative paper on here, then put your piece L down, and then your decorative paper. Okay, So you can do it either or. You can put decorative paper down, then put your piece L down. Piece L goes, if you'll bend this back to the very last score line, okay, to where the gusset is underneath, this goes 5/8 of an inch away, and you're going to center it from top to bottom. Okay. I think I may do it this way because I cut off strips. Of course, I may want design paper. Let's see, I have blue and, or not blue. Yeah. Oh, did I put blue. You ding dong. I didn't realize I had blue. Oh, well. It's okay. Tan. Where's my tan one? Or terracotta, I guess is what it is. It's terracotta. So that way, or you can use, design. It's totally up to you, how, however you want to design it. But to place this here is 5/8 from the very last score line. You want your gusset underneath, and then 5/8, and then you're centering it from top to bottom. I'm not for sure how I want to do this yet. I kind of like that, but I'm not for sure yet. Okay, so I'm going to hold off till we get to the decorating part. So I'm not going to be placing my piece L's there, but what I do is I measure the 5/8 and I make a little tick mark, and then I know where that goes, and then I just center it from top to bottom. Okay, that's how piece L is right on top of piece K. All right, so let's go ahead, and that's how you'll do all these. Okay, you'll do the front and back. Let's get to our spine piece. Because we're just about at an hour. All right, this should be nice and dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to burnish it. All right, so on the back side of this spine, okay, on the back side of this spine, I'm going to attach tape. Okay, so you have that. You have 1.5 inches. Now I'm going to attach tape to mine. Okay. I think I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use my 3/8. That way I get a full piece of tape. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go right along the edge of this. In fact, I'm going to turn that over so I can keep my tape right along that edge. Don't go over because it will show. Okay. Now I'm going to go right beside that. Let's see which way. Yeah. I'm going to put my spine underneath so it's more flatter. And I'm just going right beside that. Okay. See, I just folded one spine that way, the other spine the other way. So right along right along the edge. Okay. Now this tape should fit. It's just a hair too long. So I'm just going to fold this over so I can see right where my edge is. I'm going to take this piece of tape up for a minute. And it's not going to bother me. Those tapes are going to overlap. They're just overlapping just by a hair. All right. And then I'll put my piece back on. All right. So I'm going to give that a good burnish. I'm going to flip it open and give it a good burnish. Okay. Make sure I have no tape sticking over. Nope. Okay, now with my 1/4 inch tape, I'm going to use my 3/8. I'm going to go right along the cut edge. Okay, stay right along that cut edge. You're going to do this to both sides. Don't get down in that 1/4 inch area because that will show, because we're just attaching the pages to up to that 1/4 inch. Okay. I don't know if we'll need to taper these or not. The spine is 1/8 of an inch shorter than our pages. Last one, yay. Darn it. All right. So now what we're going to do, you're going to put this on here. Wish that piece of tape would stay. But we need to center this. You got a 1/4 of an inch on each side. Okay, 1/4 of an inch on each side. So I'm just going to take my ruler and my pencil. Okay. I'm going to mark 1/4 of an inch on both sides. I'm going to do the same thing to the other end. Okay, and I'm just going to draw a line. Oh, that can't be right, is it? Oh, I see. It looked like it was more, but it's not. It looked like it. I was like, what? All right. Yeah, it's the way that that is. So you're just going to line it up with your tick mark. Now you're going to center it. It's a, you know, it will go with your base, that this piece here that you put on here. You're going to run right along with it. So that piece of tape's already off. So I'm just going to take off 2 pieces of tape just in case. Okay. Oh, I know what I was wanting to check the pages first, see if we needed it. That's all right. We can taper. We can taper later. Okay, right along your tick mark. I'm not letting the whole thing drop yet until I get it to that tick mark. Okay. There we go. Now I can take the rest of my tape off. All right. Okay, now I'm going to burnish it. Oh, I got a mess. I'm just going to burnish right along my hinges. Just be careful because you can poke in and that wouldn't be good. So make sure you got a good stick. I'm just kind of going in between. All right, there we go. There's our hinges. So I'm going to burnish. This also helps give it a good stick. All right. So the two that I had done before are the ones that I said, because I have a little bit of the tan. So I'm going to make those be the front and back. Okay. So I'm going to try one of them here. Oh, I have it backwards. Right. Because this needs to attach like this. Because here's the center. Okay. Because your piece K's are your spine. Is your spine. Okay. So like that. So these are going to be the same way. So spine or piece K right along your spine. Okay. So I want to make sure piece J or G is on this side. Piece G. Geez, I just confused myself. Okay. So that's right. And this one, piece G. So just a second. Oh my gosh. Why don't I just take these off here? We need to get them in order. Okay, here is my first page. Okay, first page. G is right here. Piece G. That's the back side. All right. So then we have to get K, another piece. This is the back side of a page. Okay, so here we go. I think let's see. And that and that. Okay, this is the one that's on the outside. Piece G. So let's flip through it and make sure she's right. Okay, so here's piece G. Okay. So then that flips, and then we have this. Really, this can, you know, there ain't no right or wrong to that one. Piece G. piece G. And then we have our back sides, and then piece G. All right. So this is our very last page. So, because you want your first, I always do my last page first. Okay. So this is one. And I have it wrong. I have it flipped. Jeez, Louise. Well, that's okay. Because there. Let's put them how they're supposed to. Because this is here. Okay. So that's going to attach to the hinge this way. So that one's correct. This one's going to attach just like that. Then this one is going to attach like this. And then this one is going to attach like that. Jeez. All right, let's see if we need to notch these down. Remember, you're only putting it up to that 1/4 inch. Yes, you notch it down just to the very first score line. Do not go past that score line, because it will show. Ooh, I almost went past. Let's see how that one. All right. So I'll check our pages because I don't think I have them right yet. I don't think I have them right yet. All right, so I'm going to open her up. Going to kind of use my finger to hold. And we're just going up to that 1/4 inch. Okay, just up to that 1/4 inch. Now, when you get to your 1/4 inch, you always want to make sure that your page is sitting right. Okay, if you have to go above the 1/4 inch or below it just a hair to get your page straight, then that's fine. And I'm just going to see how it flips back this way. All right. Yeah, I think it's almost easier to see it on the back side than it is the front side. All right. So I'm going to attach it. Make sure I'm straight. All right. Oh, looks good. Okay. Second page. Is this one. Okay, so it needs to, I guess I had it right. So it's going to attach like this. Okay, so I'm going to open her up. Make sure she lines up. All right. I've got just a little bit hanging over here. I'm going to see if I can't trim that. There. Okay, I'm going to take my tape off. We're attaching it just up to that 1/4 inch. Making sure I'm straight. That could have went just a little bit more this way, but that's okay. All right, so this one's gonna attach piece G. See, I have piece G on this side, piece G on this side. Jeez Louise. Yeah, see, somewhere along the line, I got one backwards. Because this is supposed to be my front one. Because it has the edge of that craft showing. And I say I have the G on the back side, which that's fine. Really, I mean, oh crap, this is not right. You see what's the matter with that picture? That's why. It's on the wrong side. So I gotta take this off. So let me get my undo. I knew something was wrong. All right. Thank goodness for undo. Thank goodness. Okay, get my album back the way that it's supposed to be. Okay. Where's the one I just took off? This one? All right. So this needs to attach like this. Oh, how did I have that? Yeah, because these have got to be, I had it like this. Yeah, I grabbed from the wrong end. That's what happened. Okay, make sure I do it right. Okay. You was probably telling me, wasn't you? And I wasn't listening, was I? Okay, just up to that 1/4 inch. Now kind of lay it down, make sure I'm lined up with my other page. I think this side needs to go up just a hair. I don't think I'm going to get it. Did I get it? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my tape off. I'm going to go ahead. I'll wait. Okay, so the next one is this one. So now, see, now it flips right. These are in the middle. Okay. So this goes here. Okay. So I'll check my page. Just remember, your piece Ks have to be, they're the spine ones that are right up against your spine. And I'm just checking it. All right. All right. And then I always quickly check to make sure when you flip it back this way that it's fine. And it really could have went up just this side could have went just a little bit closer. But it's lined up this way. And sometimes that happens. Okay, so this one has to go this way because we got piece K right here. Sorry about that being so confusing. Dang it. What's that? Feels like it's getting, oh, probably this right here. Feels like it's getting hooked on something. Now this one here, that's the one that I cut just a little bit too much. All right, I'm going to take my nope. All right, I'm going to stick her down. Take my other tape off. So you want to be careful because if you get past that score line, it'll show where you tapered. Okay, I need to take this tape off. I think I already took that one off. I need to take this one off. All right. Now you can kind of bend on those 1/4 inch. Just kind of bend on them a little bit. Okay, just kind of bend on them a little bit, and that will help. I mean, the album's going to be a little bit bulky anyway, okay? But it just kind of helps having that little bit of a 1/4 inch. Just kind of bend on those a little bit. Now, the two middle ones are a little bit harder because they're double cardstocked. Okay. All right. There's our album. Plenty of room. Of course, we got our other pieces to get in here too. So we have that. Okay, well, we have that. That flips out. Of course, piece H will go here. And then, of course, you know, but we got to put our things here. Okay, then that flips. That flips out. Okay. So then we have these here. I'm glad I went ahead and gave those a gusset because I think we're going to need them. All right. So that is the end of this one. I will get the decorating classes going on this. It'll probably be, I'm going to guess about 3 classes. I'm going to try and keep it to 3, maybe even try and keep it to 2 if I can. But I'll go ahead and get all these pieces on here. I'll decide on how I'm going to do L and get those all on here. Okay. I'll wait for piece H for the class, but I will get all these on here. Okay. And then I think we're going to do something special for the front and back, because I think I'm going to take the pieces K and I and J, and we're going to do the front and for the inside of the front covers. Okay. All right. That's all I have for you in this one. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you want to make it. I really do. Something different. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video. As always, keep scrapping. Bye-bye.